Hello guys, how's it going today? So today we're going to talk about my top 5 Quentin Tarantino. Yep, you heard it. 5 Quentin Tarantino films. All right, let's kick it off. First of all, let's start with Kill Bill Volume 1. So Kill Bill Volume 1 is to me one of Quentin Tarantino's more fantasy-driven films. If you look at Reservoir Dogs, if you look at Pulp Fiction, Inglorious Bastards, Django, should I continue? As you see that he takes real-life events and he just glamorizes it or put his own Quentin Tarantino spin on those films. But I believe Kill Bill Volume 1 was one of his first fantasy epic per se of his films. You know, it took you into the life of the bride who was avenging her revenge to go kill Bill. And it's full of action, good story, great action once again. And I think it's one of the most slept on Quentin Tarantino films, which is a great time at the movies. You never really get bored. He presents something different that he hadn't done ever. That's why I put Kill Bill Volume 1 at number 5. All right, let's move on to number 4, Inglorious Bastards. Man, Inglorious Bastards, when I first saw this film, I'm not gonna lie, when it first started off, I didn't really kind of know who Christoph Waltz was and how great he would be, and I didn't know how it would be if Brad Pitt was included inside this film, and you know, but all I can say is f***ing awesome. Inglorious Bastards is a story about you have a gang of army Jews going out to hunt German Nazis. I mean, only Quentin Tarantino could do that and glamorize it and make it, yeah, you get it. Anyway, Inglorious Bastards was a great film. Had excellent cinematography, in my opinion. Had excellent villains. Had an excellent bar scene, which will probably go down in history. And the reason why I say that, because we would know the difference between 3 and 3. Did I say it right? It's 3. Oh, 3 and 3. Anyway, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out that film. But yes, this movie has everything that a film goer would like to see. It has action, it has blood, it has suspense, it has mystery. Things don't happen exactly the way that you expect them to happen, you know? Overall, number 4, I love this movie, Inglorious Bastards. Now, let's get to film number 3, all right? That's Django Unchained. Man, Django Unchained features Jamie Foxx and once again that guy, Christoph Waltz, who won an Oscar for this film. Now, Django is a slave who's freed by Christoph Waltz, who wants to go out to acquire a bounty of the Brittle Brothers. As he goes out to acquire the bounty of the Brittle Brothers, they make an arrangement where Christoph Waltz's character, Dr. King Schultz, will help out Django to retrieve his wife from the villainous Calvin Candy, played by one Leonardo DiCaprio, and by his, I don't even want to say this guy's name. He pisses. Anyway, Steven, played by Samuel L. Jackson. And when I tell you that Samuel L. Jackson, in my opinion, should have got nominated for Best Supporting Actor in some type of fashion. Maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe I should go look it up. Anyway, he killed his role. He made you hate Steven. It was almost like King Joffrey of Game of Thrones. When somebody acts so good that if you saw him in real life in the market, you'll be like, you know what? I want to kill that. Anyway, Django Unchained, everything you got in a Quentin Tarantino movie. He takes a realistic topic, which is slavery. He glorifies it, he glamorizes it, and he makes it so it's not that offensive. And if you are offended, stop. It's Quentin Tarantino. What did you expect? All right, so let's get to number 2. Number 2, Pulp Fiction. Man, I believe Tarantino is synonymous with Pulp Fiction because anybody that knows Quentin Tarantino understands that he solidified his way into this thing. He stomped his feet down and said, you know what, guys? I'm here with Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction is his crown jewel, I believe, in reference to his stardom. It goes so many ways, and it was one of the first films to tell a story. I'm not gonna even say backwards because it was like forwards, backwards, sideways, in between. You get the point. But it was an excellent film featuring Ving Rhames, John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, Bruce Willis. I mean, crazy story, crazy twist at that pawn shop, if you know what I mean. Crazy. Samurai swords, boxers who's betraying drug lords, women getting injected with adrenaline because they did too much coke, which was Uma Thurman, by the way. It even resulted and catapulted John Travolta's career from that film. All right. And also another thing about Pulp Fiction, you never quite look at the Bible the same way, if you know what I mean. All right. So let's get to my number one film. And I know a lot of people saying, this guy's an idiot. He didn't put Pulp Fiction at number one. Yeah, screw you. Anyway, my number one Quentin Tarantino film is The Hateful Eight. Now, the first thing I know people are going to say, man, that long, drawn out movie, yes. If you know anything about Quentin Tarantino, he, in my opinion, is one of the greatest portrayers of dialogue in film. The dialogue in this film is so engaging from the beginning. When you start in the cold, wintry area of Wyoming, when Samuel L. Jackson meets up with Kurt Russell's character and Jessica Lee's character, I mean, just the dialogue alone keeps you engaged. It keeps you thoroughly engaged. And The Hateful Eight is a slow burn of a film. It's an action, epic, and mystery film at best. I mean, it's a mystery film at best. They're trying to figure out what happened to a certain group of people at Minnie's haberdashery. But the way that things are revealed and the way that you see things and the cinematography and the depth and just the great vastness of this. Now, keep in mind, if you saw this in this original format, which was IMAX, I believe it was, I don't know if it was IMAX or it was a 70 millimeter. Either way, it was amazing. It was huge. It felt like Lawrence of Arabia huge in the scale of it. And when I watched it on film, I'll never forget it. I was kind of sleepy that day going to the movies, and I thought to myself, okay, this got a long running time, so hopefully he don't let me down. And he didn't. As I sat in that theater, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, they mixed all different type of characters, all different type of plot twists. And that one story between Samuel L. Jackson and the General, fucking epic. If you've never seen it, I suggest that you go out and see it. It's a great film. Yes, it's a bit on the long side, but if you want overall, in my opinion, a more refined Tarantino, all right? So you have Pulp Fiction, which is more of that raw, good product. And then you have, in my opinion, The Hateful Eight, which is a more refined product. Yes, it's a bit longer. Yes, it's not like Pulp Fiction with its rawness and just directly out there. But in my opinion, it's his number one film because it took a little bit of everything, packed it all into one. Great dialogue, great action, great twist, great characters. Hateful Eight is my number one. So guys, tell me what you think about my list. Whether you think I'm an idiot that I put The Hateful Eight above Pulp Fiction, or if you had another group of films that you feel are the better Tarantino films, please engage me in the comments below. Let's engage in dialogue. Let's celebrate this thing called film. Love you guys. Please click and subscribe at the bottom at Tide Talks on YouTube. In the right-hand corner is the subscribe button. Thank you for everything. I'm out.